What is up, everyone? Oh my god, I almost let today get away from me. I look extra fat in this shirt, and I don't care because I tried to work out today. I tried to work out today after I finished my Duolingo lesson. Today was French. Um, Hold up. Aujourd'hui français. I was trying to, I was trying to, no, français. I was trying to, like get a little, just try to get a little bit of cardio in, a little bit of like yoga in. I was trying to like do some sit ups. I have these babies, right? I have like two of these right here that I tend to do to try to sort of keep myself in shape. And I mean, they're 30 pounds, but they're still pretty heavy. And also, like since I'm near my training facility now, whenever I have time, I go over there and try to like, lift up and do some kettle squats and things like that to just sort of just sort of get myself in shape because now I'm that much closer to, accomplishing my dream of becoming a professional wrestler because I live in Texas City now. And it's slowly starting to feel less like it's starting to set in that I'm here now. You know what I mean? Like I don't really run a huge risk of not being here anymore because I can keep my job. You know what I mean? Like I have like this. I can keep my job. I can do what I need to do to maintain whatever it is that I need to do to stay where I'm at, and it feels good knowing that I can. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm feeling a little less paranoid about losing my spot, and I'm feeling a little bit more safe knowing that I am capable of keeping myself safe. Um, let's see what else is there. Uh, all right, so in my last video, obviously I was a little emotional about what happened in Jacksonville, and I made a video basically talking about how much I hate Republicans. Now, if you've seen my videos before that, I clearly have a bit of a bias against the right wing. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a leftist or a Democrat or right or left wing or whatever. I'm neither of those things. I don't consider myself to be any of those things. I just don't like the right wing because I'm Southern. I live in the South. I've lived in the South for most of my life, and these are the people that I interact with, and these are bad people. So in my brain, I guess I was really just sort of, I mean, like, what happened in Jacksonville really hurt me. So, like, I was emotional about it. So I said some things, that was just sort of inflammatory, and I don't regret it, like, at all. Like, like really, it's like, like, for what? For what? You know why? Because days after that happened, a whole bunch of people who supported the other guy, the bad guy from WW2, started walking around in what, Disney World? Disney World. Now I need to understand specifically what that means, man. Like, these are your guys now. These are your guys. Like the Republicans or conservatives, whatever you want to call yourself, a demon by any other name is still a demon to me. These are your guys now. So at this point, like, my hatred for Republicans, which was already pretty high up there to start off with, has just shot through the roof and is probably halfway touching the moon right now, man. Like, at this point now, y'all have to just outwardly say, we don't support this stuff. These guys are the bad guys. Now, I remember growing up. I remember back in the day growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, like I said, it was right wing humor. So if you like, it was like the color red and Russia meant that they were the bad guys. I remember like every other movie or whatever was like the bad guy was always some Russian because communism is bad, yeah. But now it's like now you got these people, the same people who used to try to push the narrative that Russia is bad is now liking Russia. When I was a kid growing up, if you spoke German, there was like this whole thing about like, oh, if you spoke German, they looked at you different because, are you one of them? And it's like, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same people who used to basically tell you, hey, you used to like make jokes about beating up, the bad guys in World War II are now supporting them. That was a lot, I know. I'm just really frustrated because this is a thing that's happening now. It's like my people, my people, my people who spend so much time and energy and focus into taking a firearm to their own people We got like white supremacists just walking around, just acting like they're just walking around all big chested. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, their leader is probably going to go to jail. You know what I mean? It's like at this point right now, they're basically saying they want civil war. And you guys with the guns and apparently don't agree with what these guys are doing are just like, you're not like there's not even a threat. The one thing I will say about the NFAC is that they actually like they marched. Granted, they didn't do anything, but they still showed that they were going to do something, and then that just faded into obscurity. I'm frustrated, man. I really am, because it's like those people died for nothing. Those people in Jacksonville died for nothing. And the guy who is responsible for sort of motivating this is trying to turn the whole country into Florida. And you apparently got like all of these right wing dumb conservative people just basically saying we're good with that. I think about that because I wanted to do this video about villainy, because I think that people have managed to bastardize the word villainy to basically mean something less than what it actually means, in my opinion. Like when I think of villainy, people say, "Oh no, the villain is just the antagonist. The antagonist is just somebody who's against the good guy." You know what I'm saying? So anybody can be a villain at any time because you're always going to be the antagonist for somebody else, which is crap. You know what I'm saying? How are you Okay, is your existence? Are you saying that your existence is antagonizing? Are you basically saying that you yourself are an antagonist just for simply existing? What are you doing that's antagonizing? If somebody doesn't like you, does that really make you the bad guy? Because that's what these people are trying to say now. People are trying to say if people don't like me, that means that I'm the villain. It's like, no, you have to do villainous crap to be a villain. It's like, did you assault anyone? Did you rob anyone? Did you harm anyone? If your answer is no to any of these questions, then what makes you a villain other than this person doesn't like you? If anything, they're the villain. If you're not doing anything wrong for somebody to be upset with you, besides just living your life and doing whatever it is you do, then this person is the bad guy. It makes no sense. Like, I will never say that I'm the villain if white supremacists hate me. White supremacists hate me. I'm not gonna be like I'm the villain for them. No, because you're saying that they're the heroes. Not me. It's just dumb. Villainy is just like, it's like, even if works of fiction, which I don't like the idea of relatable villains anymore. I never did anyway. I never did, because when I was growing up, villains were obviously bad because they represented something that people were complaining about back in those times. I mean, the very first Superman comic book was about the very first Superman comic book had him. What was it? I think he was challenging a corrupt senator or something. He was challenging a corrupt senator. This took place in the 1930s. 1930s. I think he was also challenging a corrupt CEO or something. And this corrupt CEO, he was like racist or something. Like, these are things like superheroes have always represented social justice. So I don't know like why people just started saying, yo, we need to start making the villains, we need to start making people like the villains more. The villains got to be the good guys now, so we can hate the heroes. This is the crap that I don't like the idea of relatable villains, because stories are not just fights, you know? There's a message there. And that's my issue. It's like stories are messages. You're supposed to learn something out of stories. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to see you're never going to, if you just saw a fight scene from start to finish and that was it, just the fight scene, that was it, nothing else, no context, nothing, just two people fighting, you would be like, that's cool, but what was the point? Which is code for, which one was the bad guy so I could cheer for them? And my problem is that, like, in this day and age, with so much evil in the world going on right now, with so much cruelty, with so much non-contextual pain that is being presented nowadays. We need to be reminded that there are bad guys in real life who actively do things to harm other people. And rather than make excuses for them because maybe they're just, no, we need to say that some people are just evil and we need to do something about that evil. And I'm not saying this to say that we need to put them to death or we need to like harm these people, but we need to just understand that there is indeed the line between good and evil is blurred. But we've all had a bad day before. We've all been hurt before. I've been picked on when I was a kid growing up, I was picked on by other black people, okay? And Lord knows there was some days where I just wanted to just buy up and, to everybody. But you know what stopped me? One, I don't want to go to jail, ever. And two, suddenly I realized these people have families who share the same skin color as me. These people people who have nothing to do with our confrontation is going to be affected by my actions on this person. And that's all it took for me to that's mostly what it took for me to not ever want to do that. To this day, bro, and also sometimes people who give you crap, they're just too stupid to talk to you like a person. So they just think, being mean is just that's the thing to do. Cruelty is the only thing that some folks know. So it's if you approach them with something that's not cruelty, so you got to give them time to actually process it. But it just really stresses me out, man. It stresses me out that in this day and age, we're trying to purposely blur the lines between good and evil so that we can just basically say that there is no evil. So when evil people do stuff, it's always justified. It's always an excuse or something. And it's no, it's not. This is bad. Andrew Tate did bad stuff. No matter how profound you thought his messages was, he was still a bad guy who did bad things. I was personally a fan of Bill Cosby. He did bad things. I'm just saying. I'm sorry if I'm more animated. I'm sorry if I'm more loud. I'm just really frustrated because that thing in Florida just really messed me up. We should not be excusing evil. We should not be excusing evil. Genuine evil. Things that we declared evil decades ago. Nazis are bad. White supremacists are bad. If the Republican Party can't say that, then why is the Republican Party still being voted for? Who is still voting for these people? Love, peace, happiness, safety. Don't just spread that. Don't just have that. But for the love of God, next year, vote for that.